welcome to episode 38 of the Bakewell Diaries. Just want to start by wishing you all a very, very happy new year. Hope you all had a lovely Christmas and it's nice to be back doing my videos again. So today we're going to be making coffee and walnut cake, which is a lovely light fluffy sponge with coffee and walnuts and coffee buttercream. I've been asked to do this one a few times, so I'm going to do it today for you so you can actually see how it's done. So I'll go and get everything ready and I'll see you in a minute. So as with all my sponges, it starts with 225 grams of soft margarine. I buy the one in the tub because I find it easier and it makes a nice lighter sponge. You can use butter if you want to, but I prefer the soft margarine. So 225 grams of soft margarine, the same amount of caster sugar, 225 grams, and then we've got 4 eggs. And what we do is we just break everything, put everything into the bowl. It's an all-in-one mixture. Most of my cakes are all-in-one, so it's just easier. So put all your eggs into the bowl. Then we've got 225 grams of self-raising flour, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. So like a rounded teaspoon, which is the same on the top as it is on the bottom. So 1.5 of those is what you need. Although it's self-raising flour, you do need the extra baking powder to make it a light sponge. And then we've got 60 grams of chopped walnuts, not too fine, so they're a little bit chunky, but 60 grams of chopped walnuts. And then the coffee, I make this in a teacup. So if you've only got mugs, make it half a mug so that you get a strong coffee mixture. So it's 4 teaspoons of coffee and then filled up into a teacup to make your liquid, or half fill if you've got a mug, okay? And then it's very precise, but it's 10 teaspoons of coffee. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't ask me why it's 10, but that's just how it's always worked out. Now I'll go and get this mixed on the electric mix and then I'll show you the next bit. So there's our mixture all mixed on the electric hand whisk. You can, if you haven't got an electric hand whisk, you can do it by hand, but what you'd need to do is you'd need to do your margarine and your sugar, combine them together, then add 1 egg at a time and keep mixing it, and then add another egg and then another egg. But I find the all-in-one mixture is much easier if you've got an electric whisk. Okay, so now this is going to be divided into 2 8-inch sandwich tins. So you literally just put half in each tin. As near as you can. Doesn't have to be precise, but roughly half in each tin. Spread it out so that you've got a nice flat surface. And then this will bake on gas mark 5, which is 190 degrees centigrade, for exactly 25 minutes. So I'll get this cooked and I'll see you on the other side. So our cakes are all cooled. So we're going to take them out of their liners, cake liners, and place one on the board. And then what I've got 60 grams of softened butter in the bowl with 100 grams of icing sugar. And I'm just going to mix those together to make our buttercream. And then we're going to add some coffee to our buttercream. So you can do this with an electric whisk if you want to, but I normally do my buttercreams by hand. Doesn't take very long. If your butter's nice and soft, it shouldn't take very long at all. So once it all starts clumping together like that, you're going to add 2 teaspoons of your coffee mixture, and that will help, as you see there, that will help to bind it all together. So give it a good mix. And then what I will do is add 1 more teaspoon of coffee to your mixture. You don't want to add too much, otherwise it will be too soft and too liquid. But add your 2 teaspoons first to blend it together, and then add your extra teaspoon. So it's 3 teaspoons in total, but 2 to start with. Mix it and then add your other teaspoon. Then that goes onto your cake. And spread that over your cake. Like that. And then we're going to add our second sponge. On the top, and then I've got 150 grams of icing sugar in a bowl. Now we're going to start by adding your coffee mixture. So it's about 8 or 9 teaspoons, which will give you that sort of texture, sort of quite a thick but spreadable texture. Depends on your teaspoons as well, because some people have got big teaspoons, some people have got smaller teaspoons. They do vary quite a lot, but you'll probably end up with 8 or 9 teaspoons of coffee. And we put that on top of our cake. Spread that over very, very gently, because the cake's nice and fresh. It will crumble quite a lot, so just be very, very gentle with it. But as long as you make sure your cake's nice and cool, it should spread nicely. So there's your coffee icing on the top, and I've got 8 walnut halves, which I'm just going to place on the top to finish off our cake. And there we go. So our cake's all finished. There we go, there's our coffee and walnut sponge. Look at that, absolutely delicious. Really light and fluffy sponge with all that coffee icing. So that's our coffee and walnut cake. I hope you enjoy that. I just wanted to say, we've gained quite a few subscribers over Christmas, which is really nice. Nice to have you all on board. I'll continue to do as many different types of baking recipes as I can, and I'll try to do seasonal recipes as well. As the different seasons come up and different events come up, I'll try and do seasonal things, like I'll do some things for Easter as well. And Valentine's Day, perhaps we'll do some things for that. So I'll try and keep it seasonal if I can. I'll do as many as I can, and we'll still stick to 1 a week for the time being. But I hope you're all enjoying them. Nice to get your feedback, and I'll see you again next week. So for now, enjoy your coffee and walnut cake, and I'll see you again next week. Take care for now. Bye.